Well, good morning and welcome back to the allotment and the channel after a full week off the plot. And that was never the intention. The intention was to take a break from filming for that week because obviously it was my birthday. But I was still wanting to get down and try and get some of these jobs sorted out because this plot, for me, my usual standard, is looking rather drab. So I intended coming down, and the first thing I wanted to do was get those potatoes up that I've been yabbering on about all this time. And anyway, I'll let you know what happened. So yeah, as you can see, I've got a bobble hat on because it is quite nippy this morning. No doubt later on it'll come off. But I came down, as I was saying, to get these potatoes out, and as you can see, I've not achieved it. And basically what happened was I came down, I think it was Tuesday, the first dig into the ground, and my back just went. Now, I have suffered with my back for quite some time now, but this time was the most painful time that it ever went. There was a guy down on the plot further down, and he heard the scream I let out when it went, and it really did frighten me. I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up. I daren't move. Basically, I just bent down, put the fork in the ground, and I thought, I'll get down on my knees, and, you know, rather than bending over, I'll get down on. So I went to go down on one knee, and at that point, I sort of like went and pulled the fork, and I just felt this almighty. Anyway, I knew straight away the fork stayed in exactly the same position. I just got up and managed to get to the top of the plot, to close the greenhouse door and get my things and stagger back to the van. By the time I got home, I was bent double. I went straight into the jacuzzi, and that's been pretty much my birthday week. I've been in the jacuzzi 3 times a day, morning, noon and night, and finally it has started to ease up. If I sit down for any length of time, getting up is really, really difficult, and I'm stiff, but within minutes it starts to wear off. So moving about's the name of the game, but this back thing's happening far too frequent for me now. And I know people have suggested back braces, but how do you come down with one of those? I find them really restrictive. So the celebration week wasn't that much of a celebration, to be fair. Not that I'm a big believer in celebrating your birthday. I'm not really too fussed with it. And also, a sad end to the week was on Friday, which was yesterday. I had to go to a funeral of a lifelong friend who I've known from being 9 years old, 8 years old. We went to the same middle school, went to the high school together, and she was literally 2 months older than me, and unfortunately passed away just after her 60th birthday. So I wasn't really in a mood for celebrating. You know, it just seemed a little bit disrespectful, I suppose. I'm going to have another birthday. I can celebrate that next one. Fingers crossed, God willing. So yeah, it's been quite a muted birthday for me, to say it was a big one, the big 6-0. So I'm down now, so having told you all that, I'm gonna have to take things easy. So I'll just show you what a mess this plot's in. Oh, steady as you go, Mal. So we'll start just here at Lily's bed. You can see that I've got quite a few things out of there. There's still the big dahlia. One dahlia, that is absolutely huge. The big dahlia to come out. So got to get that sorted out. But once I've got that out, and I may take the gladioli out and just store them and put them back in, because I've not had much luck with them coming back. They tend to just rot off. So I'll have a little think about that. As you can see, I brought the canners up from the house, and also I've taken some dahlias out because I want to start and prep the garden for its little makeover. But yes, the squash bed is looking very weedy. These squash have started to turn that creamy sort of colour that I've been advised that they need to be. But I've also been advised, even if you take them early, they will ripen off in a light dry place. So I'm very tempted to start and take that out and get this bed tidy. I did manage to clean out these 2 herb baskets, and they're looking quite nice and fresh. And I also have manured these. Now I can't remember, yeah, I've done these already. What I've done here is I've taken out all the rest of the pumpkin, and I've just left that one trailing planting, but they're lovely and creamy colour, so I think I'm going to harvest those as they are. I managed to get the rhubarb cut down and got that put in the compost. And also over this side, I'm walking rather gingerly now, over this side I managed to take out 2 of the rows of tomatoes because they're well and truly gone, so they're going to get a clean. I've saved the plastic, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing in another bed next year where I plant them in the holes, but probably not doing as many. But these Roma excuse me, are doing really, really well. They're lovely, and they're just getting a bit soft now, so I need to start harvesting some of these. The wife's going to absolutely kill me when she sees me walking in with those. Yeah, the sweet corn bed's been done. The wallflowers are looking okay. I'm going to have to start and look to get some of these cabbage out, particularly I think the golden acre, because they do look as though they could start and split. If I just show you over here, can you see just on the outside edge there, they're starting to fold out. So I need to look at that and start harvesting those. The beam frame is going to stay for probably another week. As you can see at the top, we've got some drying out. I'm going to collect those. But next year, I'm not doing as many beans because we just don't get through them. I think did I put 10 plants on there? And we just don't get through them. So I think I'm going to look to just put 2 canes, 2 sort of like, wigwams, either end of the plot, and just put probably about 6, because we don't need that many. This bed was all turned over, but you can see that the weed seed is still germinating in the ground, so I'm going to have to get in amongst that and pull those out. I need to get in to the sprouts and start and take some of these lower leaves off. You can just see the buttons of the sprouts coming up down there. So I'm happy with those. But next year, what I think I'm going to do, in whichever bed it is, rather than putting 2 rows, so there's 3 sprouts there and 3 sprouts at the side, next time I'm going to put 3 sprouts at the end and 3 sprouts at the other end, and just have the cabbage in the middle. And then these are not blocking out the light to each other. Now, the carrots have looked to do well, but I did pull one out the other day and bit into it, and it felt very, very woody. So I don't know what's happened there, or was that just a one-off? I'm not sure, but we'll see later on when I pick some to take home. The leeks need to get harvested now. Look at the weed amongst there. I've got to seriously get a grip. Come on, Mal. And then over here, the beetroot. I took a load of beetroot for a friend of mine who makes chutneys for Meanwood Urban Valley Farm, and I've still got quite a few left. Look at that red hot poker over there. Now, Now look at that combination. The red hot poker, the lovely Cosmos, the ones that have done well, and my favourite, the Fennel. Looks lovely. And I've got a red hot poker over this side, but that doesn't seem to have done anything. Give it another year. As you can see, look at all the weed seed in this formium. Absolutely loads of it. I have got stacks and stacks to do. But slow and steady wins the race. Oh, that was one of the jobs I did as well. I managed to prune back the Buddleia globosa. And I haven't gone right back and gone too hard. I was told that I've probably pruned it last time too late. So I've just pruned it back to that. I'm happy for it to grow quite big, to be fair. It brings in loads of bees and butterflies. And there's the other one over there, as you can see. And that's just the growth this year. So I did butcher it, and I'm told that globosa, you don't treat them the same as you would do a normal Buddleia. Now guys, here we go. Here we go. Talking of this, why grapevine has not really moved. Not really moved, so I don't know what's going on there. Do you think it just needs time to get its roots down? Oh, have you heard me groaning? I'm trying to bend forward. That looks like a Buddleia. Yeah, it does. Self-seeder. Yes, so does it just need a little bit more time? It's staying there anyway. And any information on pruning? Do I need to prune that? I don't think I do I? It's not moved. So Dahlia Avenue is still doing its best to give a good show, but I'm going to have to start and prune this back because I'm struggling to get through here. Right, let's go into the greenhouse. Right. I did yesterday come down. I think I can take that off now. I did yesterday come down and made a start in collecting the Zabrange. And look at those. Absolutely loads of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry some of these and I'm going to look into pickling some as well. Oh, gosh. It's like a death trap in here. So yeah, so I'm getting all the greenhouse. These are the little jobs that I can do. I don't want to risk doing anything too vigorous, you know. And that's really difficult for me because I don't like to see the plot disorganised. It's not. It's just how I am. You know, I like things in the place. So it's going to be a frustrating couple of weeks for me. But it's tough, you know. At the end of the day, I've got to make sure that I look after this back. I am going to look into some sort of brace, that if I can get one, and I can find one that's comfortable. I'm also going to harvest all these, because as I told you before, I'd stop watering. And if you stop watering for a week, 10 days before, when you go to harvest, they just literally come off in your hand. And look at those. They're absolutely crackerjackers, aren't they? You know? So I'm going to get these all harvested. And another question, because I like asking questions. Can you freeze these peppers? Can you freeze them? You know? And if so, do you have to blanch them? Or can you just slice them up and put them into portions in sealed bags? If somebody could let me know that one, that would be great. Oh, you might realise that you can actually hear me a little bit better, because finally on the 200th and are we 28-ish videos? Well, I didn't get a mic. My daughter and son-in-law, Kirsty and Stefan, and Freddie and Marley, bought me this lovely mic. So, I'm hoping it's working. I'll get to the end of this and it's not. I'll be very annoyed, but I think it is. So yes, we did make progress. Didn't make progress in looking for a camera because, as I say, I didn't do anything other than try to relax my back. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish harvesting these zerbranche. I've only got one more to do. And then what I'll do is I'm going to take you up to the top and just show you the work that Mick, myself, Dawn, Martin and David have done at the top end. It looks miles better and it's certainly opened up the site. So let me finish harvesting these. Oh, and by the way, I did bite into one of these. So Jimmy, you were right. I think these are 100,000 Scovilles and I did bite into one. It was, you know, hot, but it wasn't one of those where you're rushing for a glass of milk. So these, I'm hoping, when I'm going to dry some and then put them into like flakes, grind them and put them in a grinder. And as I say, I'm going to have a look into how I can pickle them. And if you have any ideas how I can do that, again, your ideas and your knowledge is welcome. Just pop something in the comments for me. Right, let me finish this, guys, and I will go for a walk with you because I've been encouraged to do that. You can see here where all the brash that we took down, me, Mick, Martin and David were burning it on here and it's cleared this whole area. So the next fire we're going to put back over this end and start and burn into that. So when we come round to strimming, it's going to be a lot easier and we're going to be able to get in and strim away. And hopefully that won't be too long off. Right, let's go up to the top. Now this is a massive difference. All these suckers and epicormic growth's been taken back and you can see right into the plot, right the way down. And as I say, from a security point of view, that's really good. We've still got this little bit here to do and obviously some to the right of you, to the right of the camera there. But this has really opened up the area and today it won't be myself. I might pull a few branches away, but Mick and a couple of the other guys are going to start at the other end. So I think we're making a little bit of an impact on the site, even though we've only been sort of looking after it for a couple of weeks. And you can see there, this big branch here was literally hanging right the way into the middle of this plot. So once we get that cleared, this plot's quite decent. It's been covered up. It was a friend of mine who unfortunately passed away, and it's a decent plot, is that. I'll let you check you in there and you can see it's all been covered. There's a little shed at the top, and behind that fruit tree there's a greenhouse. There's no glass, or very few pieces of glass, but I think that that'll be a great start for somebody to come on. So I'm going to look at the waiting list and see who's next on and see if they fancy taking it on. Right, let's get back. I think it's time for a brew. Now what's becoming really, really important is to get this shed sorted out. Now it's starting to get cold. I need to get that right. And I really want to make that nice and cosy. I'm going to take out that old rug. That furniture's coming out. And I think I'm going to build in almost like some seating at the back that goes round the corner, so I can lig out on it if I want to, and put my feet up, and yeah, just make it a little bit more welcoming. And then I've got to sort myself a fire. I don't think that fire's much cop, so I'm rooting about because I need to get that up and sorted. And then I need to start looking at this door as one of the questions in the question and answers. And thank you very much for all those questions, and thank you very much for all those people that viewed it and liked it. Got quite a lot of feedback, not as many views, but you know, a Q&A is a Q&A, you know, and you can't expect to get, you know, hundreds of thousands of views for it, because you're not gonna. But it was really good, and a lot of people said they enjoyed it, and maybe we'll do another one of those, and we'll probably do a joint one with myself, another plot holder, or maybe Norman on that one. Yeah, so let me show you in there anyway. Let me show you. Let's have a wander in. So, as you can see, just round the corner there, I have my bin, and we have the wall and some windows. But I think across here, all the way across, and then across here, make two long benches, almost like pub seating, and then just have a table in the middle, and then this big unit here is going to come out. I'll just put some shelves on the wall here to put my screws on and whatever I need, but just have a corner. You know what I mean? What do they call those tables that you have in the kitchen, and they've got seats against the walls and they come right... Oh, gosh, I can't remember. But yeah, just an L-shaped bench, and then get it foamed out, get it covered, and I think that'd be nice. And then it needs a little bit of TLC. I have neglected it. Right, brew time. Oh. Right. Oh, dear me. It is cold. It is chilly. I've even got my long johns on. I got some new ones for my birthday as well off my daughter Lydia, so that's great. So yes, that's brought me towards the end of another video, and I've not done too much because I can't. I've got to really just take it easy. I've got a job on next Friday, which is quite a heavy lifting, surfing, that sort of thing. So I've really got to be disciplined and just rest myself to ensure that I can do that. I'd just like to thank everybody for staying loyal. I only lost 2 subscribers with me having the week off. So I'm quite pleased about that. I was a little bit worried that the algorithm got upset, but it's not been too bad. And as I say, thanks again for all your questions in the Q&A last week. Hopefully I will be back doing a little bit more vigorous work midweek, because I've got to tackle that plot. It never sits well with me when the plot marches in front. It's always in front. You're always chasing it, but I don't ever like to let it get too far in front, and it has. So if I have to call in a little bit of reinforcements from the son-in-laws, then that's what I'm going to have to do. Right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this brew. I'm going to nip over and just help Mick pull a few of those branches away that he's going to be clearing down on the other side of the plot. But guys, I've missed you. It's great to be back, and hopefully I'll see you midweek. Until then, take care and happy growing. Up he gets again.